Hi, this is Debbie Moon. I have tried really hard to get you guys to help me for over the last 6 months. I live in Florida. My husband has taken my kids over the Georgia line. He lives in Rome, Georgia. He abused me physically, mentally, emotionally, and economically. And I recently found he has put me in $1.5 million worth of debt, and I make $600 a month. Now, he has taken my kids. I'm in a divorce battle with him right now, only he's not filled out any of the paperwork. Mine was done in February. His was supposed to be done by this Friday. He's not done anything. He has made it so there's no incoming calls to his house where my kids are. He's never made a meal for them in 6 months. He left them at his mother and dad's house where he was abused most of the time, and now he has them at school, summer school, from 7 in the morning till 5:30. He does not feed them a meal. So they're at school. They have breakfast and lunch at school, and then he used to always bring them to his mother and father-in-law's for every other meal. Now he can only take them out to eat because he's never fixed them a meal their whole time. He has brainwashed them so much that they have no idea who I am as their mother anymore. The only time I can get to talk to them is through a cell phone. I have to pay $130 for. Being that I only make $600, it's pretty rough. He tries to turn the power off on me. He's a very abusive man.
Okay, what can I do for you, ma'am?
I need you to go to their house. I have not got to talk to my son for several days. And make sure I get to speak to my son.
Okay, have you made a report about this with your local police department also?
I have made several reports. This man has committed identity theft, fraud, all kind of stuff against me. If he's being that abusive to me, I know he's abusing them. I even thought he was molesting my son because he was molested from the time he was 7 to the time he was 21, and my son says he sleeps with his dad. Now, that's not acceptable to me. And at the very least, I need to speak to my son at this very moment. I have to call and threaten them just to get my husband to let them turn on the cell phone to talk to me every once in a blue moon, and all my daughter does is hang up because that's what her dad has taught her. And I never, ever get the chance to talk to my son. He keeps my son from talking to me. My son's 6 because my son will tell the truth. My son does not treat me like my daughter does. She's 10, and she's learned to talk to me just like my husband does.
How old is your son?
He's 6.
Okay.
He needs to speak to his mommy. I want you to ride out there because he thinks he can get away with this, and I want him to know, I am fighting so hard to get back there, but I'm legally blind, and he's left me in a horrible situation. He has put $1.5 million. This is Debbie Moon.
Okay, hang on 1 second, Debbie.
Okay.
What's the phone number I call you back at, Debbie?
It's 904-310-6491.
Okay, and what's his name?
His name is Jesse Moon. He lives on Ivy Lane something, but see, everybody hides everything from me because he has everybody so con. He'll tell you that I'm mentally ill and all this stuff. This man is losing his mind because he's lost everything he has.
Ivy Lane?
Sir?
Do you know the house numbers on Ivy Lane?
It's somewhere. I'm legally blind. It's somewhere in the huge mess of paperwork I have. But
Okay. Do you know what the house looked like? A house color?
I've never seen it. He ran off to Georgia, took my kids, and moved into a house where he was leaving me with nothing.
Okay. Would you mind if I got one of the sergeants to give you a phone call about it? Maybe we can get all this information and give you some advice on what you can do, and he can take all this information, maybe get the officers that's working tonight to ride out there for you.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I'll get one to give you a call here shortly, Debbie.
But you won't be able to call him on the phone because he's made it so his phone doesn't take any incoming phone calls because he doesn't want to be responsible
yes,
for
ma'am.
anything.
I'll get one of the officers to give you a phone call.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is Renee at Floyd 911. We did have an officer make contact with your children. They are fine.
They're not fine.
and he said they did tell him to call you.
Okay, my children are not fine. They have been, this is what their dad does. He screws with their head, just like he screwed with mine. My children are not fine. I don't know how many times I have to call the police department. My children are not fine.
Okay, ma'am, I can only repeat what the officer told me, and that is the children appeared healthy and fine.
Okay, appear is the key word here. Appear. My husband is majorly abusive. Okay, are you familiar with abuse cycle? I am physically, mentally, emotionally, economically abused by him. I am legally blind. I don't drive. He dumped me in Florida, ran off to Georgia with my kids, and he threatens to kill me if I go out there. He said I will never see my children again. Are you a mom? Now tell me, are you? Because if you are, and you understand the fact that any child who's been ripped from their mother without even getting to say goodbye to her, you honest to God think my children are fine without their mommy? Absolutely not. My children are not fine. They have been ripped from their mommy. They're not fine.
Okay, ma'am, I'm advising you what the officer said. I do have a child, and I do understand your dilemma.
He's probably a man.
Ma'am?
He probably has no idea what these children have been through. They're not fine. I hope somehow or another this is recorded, because I have been fighting like heck for this. I have paid $14,000 to an attorney for divorce fees. My husband told me he's not going to divorce me, he's going to torture me. And he is doing that. He has until Friday to have his paperwork done. Mine was done in February. He's not doing that. The reason he has no incoming calls in his house is because I have had to take he doesn't have any responsibility. He takes no responsibility. He feeds my kids. The only way he feeds them is he has not fed them one meal at the house. They eat out dinner. They have to eat breakfast and lunch at school. They're in summer school from 7 in the morning till 5:30 because he can't even take care of them. They are never with him on the weekends. Never. He took them from me to never even keep them. My children are not fine. My son sleeps with his dad. My husband was sexually molested by his uncle and somebody else, his cousin, at his mom and dad's house where he dumped them from the time he was 7 to the time he was 21 and never got help from it. If you think my kids are fine, absolutely not. And nobody will listen to me. Now, my kids aren't fine. He took them to his dad was extremely abusive to my husband.
Ma'am, have you talked to your local police department? Where was the abuse? You said your husband is abusing the children. Where is the abuse happening?
He abused me here. I have talked to him blue in the face to everybody. I have it so recorded because when my husband does kill me, the only recourse I have is that the police department here has it recorded every time I call them. I even had them come out 4 times because my husband's committed identity theft, fraud against me, and all kind of stuff.
Okay, ma'am, I am not in a position to give you any assistance other than to send an officer to check on it.
And so
I can give you the number for the Rome Police Department, and I can give you the number for the Department of Family Children Services.
I know.
And you can contact them during business hours.
Services. You know what they do? They get paid if they take children. And you know where they put them? In worse homes.
Ma'am,
sorry.
Would you like either of those numbers?
I have the Rome Police Department. That's how I got in touch with you guys in the first place. I have been trying to get them help for the last 6 months.
Okay. The only thing I'd know is to call them, and if they need the address, they'll be able to run the number just like I did and find the address with that telephone number you gave me, okay? Or they can contact us, they can get the address from us.
I have it. It's in my paperwork. It's just not with me right this second. If you think you're trying to hide something from me, I have it.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to hide anything from you. It's just that that's confidential records for the phone company. It's not my information to give out to you. I'm not trying to hide a thing from you. I sent the police there. I've done what I can. If there's anything else I can help you with, I'll be more than happy to. If you need another phone number, let me know what it is and I'll help you find it. Otherwise, I need to go and answer other 911 lines.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who are you holding for?
Renita Smith.
In just a moment.